Welcome back, my savages. That wasn't trash talk. That was personal. Baker Mayfield just called Kevin Stefanski out, and in my opinion, confirming the sabotage against Shedeur Sanders. Baker Mayfield sent out this tweet in response to a Atlanta Falcons reporter supporting Kevin Stefanski. The reporter said Falcons Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson fell, which started a chain reaction to 11 other quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders closed out last season with 7 starts. Baker Mayfield responds saying failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach. Shots have been fired. If you an Atlanta Falcons fan or even a Tampa Bay Bucks fan or even a Cleveland Browns fan, you going to tune in to when the Falcons play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC South. They play twice a year. You want to see how Kevin Stefanski responds if he don't verbally respond to Baker Mayfield, which is not highly likely, but you want to see how Baker Mayfield responds to Kevin Stefanski being on the sideline and playing against his new team in Atlanta where it's a division rival. Now, my opinion, what I think gonna happen is we already know Baker Mayfield a hot head. He'll go off the deep end and he might throw us, he might throw some birds or two at Kevin Stefanski, and I won't be surprised if he run the ball and he end up on the Atlanta Falcons sideline. He'll point out or seek out Stefanski just to step in his face. Now, at the same time, I think this confirms Shedeur Sanders' sabotage. The way Kevin Stefanski had treated Shedeur all year long in his rookie year in Cleveland was diabolical. I'm telling you right now, we had covered it right here. Money Man, you already know. We've been covering this thing all year long, and it didn't get no better what they was doing up there in Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski do not like young quarterbacks. Kevin Stefanski, I could dare say, don't like black quarterbacks. And in this case, he don't like quarterbacks that are confident in themselves and give a little pushback per se, Baker Mayfield. If you didn't know, Baker Mayfield got traded from the Browns. Now, a lot of these analysts and these media that we're going to take a look at in a minute was saying Baker Mayfield asked for a trade. But if Cleveland Browns were aggressively pursuing the acquisition of Deshaun Watson, made Mayfield expendable and left him feeling unwanted, of course, he going to want a trade after he just took the team to the playoffs and won their first playoff game in forever, and then Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year. Of course, he's going to ask for a trade because he feel like he is the starter. He was the #1 overall pick. He won the Heisman. Why wouldn't the dude want to ask for a trade if he's feeling like he's unwanted if you trying to trade for Deshaun Watson? And we already know what Deshaun Watson got was that biggest trade, the biggest contract in NFL history, fully guaranteed. The Browns traded Baker Mayfield on July 6, 2022 to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 2024 draft pick, potentially a 4th-round pick at the time. Now we're looking at Deshaun Watson. The Cleveland Browns traded for Deshaun Watson in March of 2022. That sent him from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns. And they gave him a record $230 million fully guaranteed contract that put in the motion of the collateral collusion against Shedeur, that put in the motion the collusion against Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and Russell Wilson, which also put in effect the punishment for Jimmy Haslam for giving Deshaun Watson that tight contract that almost derailed the whole NFL, giving players the power to ask for fully guaranteed contracts in the NFL when it has never, ever been done, messing with the owner's bottom line. Now, the Browns traded a 2022, 2023, and 2024 first-round picks, a 2023 third-round pick, and a 2022 and a 2024 fourth-round picks for Deshaun Watson. At the time, going through allegations and all that. Now, Money Man, you saying how? Disconnect to Shedeur. If you've been on my channel, you've been watching my videos, you know about collateral collusion. Shedeur Sanders got colluded against in the 2025 NFL draft. It's confirmed, and we done did all the research, and Eric Dickinson came out and confirmed exactly what I had been saying months ago. Now, I'm telling you right now, all this play a part in people saying that Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. He's a great coach. He just had a bad thing, a rap in Cleveland. He just had a bad hand. He had a dumpster fire. He had this, he had that. But ain't nobody listening to the players that actually was in the locker room. Now, Baker Mayfield, he got a rep, but at the same time, I don't think he lying. We actually seen proof with Shedeur Sanders throughout the whole year. First of all, getting drafted in the 5th round. Kevin Stefanski drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. Wanted Dillon Gabriel ahead of Shedeur Sanders. Then had Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett on the roster. Andrew Berry, in my opinion, helped out Shedeur Sanders, and I think he really wanted to make him the franchise quarterback. Traded Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett to set it up and force Kevin Stefanski to expose Dillon Gabriel and to expose himself. So he was forced to play Dillon Gabriel when Dillon Gabriel wasn't ready. And we seen it on tape and on film. Shedeur Sanders never received a first-team rep all summer, all training camp. Not until the second half of the game where Dillon Gabriel got a concussion, Shedeur Sanders get in and throw his first pass ever to the Jag, Jerry Jeudy. Now, I'm telling you right now, sabotage at its best, blackballing at its best, Kaepernicking at its best, bearing on the depth chart at its best, butt breaking, whatever word you want to use is at its best. And Kevin Stefanski is finally getting exposed by a former player and a former quarterback of his. Now, with him being in Atlanta, this creates a whole new drama and soap opera what's going on. So the connection between Shedeur Sanders and Atlanta, you already know, Coach Prime Deion Sanders. Now, with Kevin Stefanski leaving the Cleveland Browns, where he sabotaged against said Deion Sanders, Coach Prime's son, Shedeur Sanders, him going to Atlanta only sparked outrage and furious tweets, videos, and everything you looking at on the internet from the fans towards Arthur Blank and Matt Ice. What reason they hired Stefanski, I would never know. We would never know. All I can say is, might be the good old boy system. You fire the African-American head coach, come back and hire a white coach, and then you fired the black GM too at the same time. Then Atlanta got a black quarterback, but at the same time, the reason why they probably got Kevin Stefanski because Kirk Cousins still on the contract for 2 years. And who was Kirk Cousins' offensive coordinator in Minnesota? Kevin Stefanski. Strike up the band, bring them back together. Let's see, can they run it?
And if you guys are missing it, obviously Baker Mayfield just about 15 minutes ago.
Launched a grenade, scorched earth.
Yeah, responding into D'Orlando Ledbetter, who covers the Falcons down in Atlanta, had tweeted out that Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed and started the chain reaction to 11 others, which Baker responded with, "Failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text or call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach." Oh, that makes this thing. And I mean, listen, they obviously not entirely Brown centric. It relates to Kevin Stefanski, Baker Mayfield, obviously, but now those two playing away.
I just spill the tea right now?
You do whatever you want.
Right
I'm
now.
just here.
Yeah,
I'm just here to keep that.
Would you like to know why Baker Mayfield isn't a Cleveland Brown? Because he was a jerk to everybody in the building. And I witnessed it with my own 4 eyes. He told a VP to go bleep himself right in front of me.
But at the same time, you saying Baker Mayfield said to a exec to go bleep himself, but at the same, Shedeur Sanders didn't say a word. Shedeur Sanders came in and started working, and he getting scrutinized. He mimes and getting scrutinized. Y'all tried to tear Shedeur Sanders down so much that he wasn't even close or near Baker Mayfield personality or attitude or immaturity, like y'all say. Shedeur Sanders immature. Shedeur Sanders need to be humble. But at the same time, y'all done had Baker Mayfield in there cussing out VPs. Baker Mayfield sending out tweets about his old coach, challenging, can't wait to see you twice a year, coach. Shedeur Sanders went there do that. He went there do that, but at the same time, you criticize him for shutting his mouth. The dude didn't say nothing. And y'all criticize. Make it make sense. Tony G almost got cussed out by Baker Mayfield. Tony G got suspended over Baker Mayfield, but Shedeur Sanders' response, y'all have issue with that. He ain't saying nothing near what Baker Mayfield has said to the media, to the coach, or anything.
That'll get you escorted out pretty quickly. Right. Well, no. I mean, you say that in any type of a work environment to anybody and you're fired. I mean, that's insubordinate right there. Yeah. That's insubordinate disrespect. You're going to be fired for something like that. And this is the stuff Baker was pulling behind the scenes. Now, if you're going to say that to a VP of the Cleveland Browns, how are you treating the equipment guy? How are you treating the the janitor, right? That's charged with cleaning up after you all the time, right?
And you're the quarterback too. You're making a great point too. Because the quarterback, you got to bite your tongue.
You got to bite your crooked mouth. You was talking about how he was treating the janitor and the equipment guy. Shedeur Sanders was out there throwing to him. He would treat him way better than Baker Mayfield if you want to make that point. Yeah, I'm comparing them the situation because this is relevant. This makes no sense, bro. You move the goalpost, you move the needle, one on white, one on black. Oh, that's how he is, his personality. But when somebody else do the same thing, it ain't even close. Oh, he arrogant. He need to be humble. Come on, bro. Make it make sense now. We know what's going on in the world.
Face of the organization. That's why he's not here. He was not a good dude. He was an immature dude when he was here. And oh, by the way, Baker, okay, yeah, the Browns were guilty of trying to court another quarterback here, but you asked for a trade request. It took him a little while to find somebody who actually wanted you, and that was the Carolina Panthers. But like, I defended Baker quite a bit. He lost me tonight. That was it. That was it for me. I can't defend the guy anymore.
This is the type of thing, though, that I just know when we go to watch NFC South football, and not discarding anything you said, Baker's going to go scorch earth on Kevin Stefanski in game. Like,
these are throwing a bunch of interceptions?
No, this will be the Baker. He'll throw in his first time against Kevin Stefanski, the 2 games they played. It'll be like 9 touchdowns to no picks. He'll throw for 900 yards in those 2 games. This is Baker. We lived through the Baker cycle. All he needs is a chip on his shoulder, and then the dude just goes ridiculous. And then I'm sure the next year he'll probably throw 3 picks to 1 touchdown, and he'll just keep going through the cycle. But make no mistake, the next Baker Mayfield outing against the Falcons, he's probably going to look incredible. It's just the way that Baker works.
I mean, he's just now giving me a reason to root for Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta now. Thanks, Baker. Appreciate you, Bake.
Hey, bro, y'all were knowing that anyway. Y'all were rooting for Kevin anyway. But why not ask for a trade if you were just the starting quarterback that led the team to the playoffs and won a playoff game? Why would you not request a trade if the team you playing for and you put all your all in is courting another quarterback that's coming to replace you? Why would I want to be the backup? Why wouldn't I ask for a trade if you're about to trade for another quarterback to come in and start over me? That makes no sense. Make that make sense. Why would he want to agree to that and stay on the team to be the backup?
That to me was the beginning of the end, that Lions game, where it was, I'm going to tune up the Lions. I'm going to show you this is how it is. And then, of course, there's the revisionist history of it where he said he didn't reach out to him. I mean, you wanted the trade. I don't know if Kevin's going to reach out to you and put anything out there. Plus, I mean, good God, everybody's business is out there. So I don't know if he can trust you to not put his business out there in a text message. So if you were Kevin, I don't know if you would text him either.
Boy, trust. That is
is that
very,
not true?
Very important word.
Is that not true?
All of this, because I think that's what happened towards the end. I think there was a lack of trust.
Baker's a very emotional man. And I don't know if you'd go, I don't like this either, Baker. I don't think I would do. You don't trust him to not say anything.
I think
Kevin's not going to say anything to anybody he doesn't trust.
I think in the end, there was a mutual lack of trust between the two sides.
Probably.
That's why we always have to remind people the Browns didn't just make the playoffs and the next day say goodbye to Baker Mayfield. There was a lot of complicated stuff in between. I think there was an erosion of trust. We've always tried to remind people that just so people remember. It wasn't just that, why did the Browns get rid of this playoff quarterback? There was so much stuff brewing behind the scenes.
And then the
Browns could not trust Baker. And then when the Deshaun Watson news got out there, Baker sure as hell could not trust the Browns organization.
And it would have.
So tell me this. Why Kevin couldn't trust Shedeur? Shedeur didn't even do none of that. Not even close or near none of that. Because if you didn't trust Baker Mayfield, and Kevin didn't trust Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield didn't trust Kevin, why did Kevin not trust Shedeur Sanders when he didn't do anything close or near what Baker Mayfield was doing, even behind the scenes? Myles Garrett said Shedeur Sanders be in Kevin's office early. He walking in the facility and see Shedeur Sanders in Kevin Stefanski's office. How can you not trust him, Kevin? I know why. Because you were sabotaging. Your whole plan was to get your get back. Your whole plan was to get your get back for your wife, granddad. That's what it was. Your wife, dad. You tried to get your get back. You hate co-prime. You hate black folk. I don't get it. Keep the same energy. You accepted Baker Mayfield. Now all of a sudden you won't trust him. None.
Been better had had they not made the worst trade in history. Had they not done that, it might have been better. Even going back to the table and go, you know what? We had a week off. Let's cool off. Let's think about this. That would have been better than bringing in a veteran at that time to compete. Probably would have been better.
Well, we had mentioned at the time. Was it Garoppolo? Was it Carr?
Yeah.
We had mentioned a bunch of different guys that it was because we were wondering if it was reaching a conclusion.
So are you? You're obviously paying special attention this coming season to the Atlanta Tampa Bay games, right?
Yeah, why not? I think they could be a lot of fun. This is another fun storyline for us, especially if our season with a 30-year-old head coach goes south while we're going through another quarterback competition and maybe not winning a ton of games. You gotta find.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we keeping track of it, man. That's why I need y'all to like, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about that money, man. You already know, and I'm telling you right now, we doing it on 2 channels. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But now, this Cleveland media is so negative, man. It don't even matter. Now you hating on the coach you ain't got yet, and then you talking about another quarterback competition, and then you gonna draft the quarterback in 27, man. Come on, bro, get out of here, dude.
Browns, and you don't like Kevin Stefanski. If you like Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns and you don't like Kevin Stefanski, you're going to love this news. Hit that subscribe button. I got to tell you what just happened. Baker Mayfield just called out Kevin Stefanski on Twitter. He said, literally, these are his words, "I didn't get a call or a text when I was shipped out like a piece of garbage from Cleveland." Those are Baker's words. And then he said, "Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach." I told you guys, Stefanski is not good for quarterbacks. He's not good at developing quarterbacks. He's not good with young quarterbacks. He's bad with positive reinforcement. He didn't give Shedeur Sanders a game ball when he won his first game for the team. He doesn't give a lot of praise. And his play calling and his system, awful for young quarterbacks, doesn't maximize their potential. So this is a great thing that Stefanski is out of Cleveland. I've been saying this every video, guys. And Baker Mayfield just confirmed it. If you like Shedeur Sanders,
not only did Baker Mayfield just confirm that Kevin Stefanski done had 13, 14 quarterbacks since he been in Cleveland. After that debacle of a trade and 2 trades, trading Baker Mayfield and trading for Deshaun Watson, even though it was the owner, but still at the same time, like he said, you can't develop young quarterbacks. You don't empower the quarterback. You don't even help the quarterback. You like them old, non-mobile quarterbacks, your offense in the high school playbook. That's what you like. Kirk Cousins, hey, if the Falcons end up doing something this season, it ain't because the offense working. I'm telling you that. It's because Bijan done went off. That's what I'm telling you. And Kirk Cousins just already know the offense. So it's going to be easier for Kevin to say what he going to say over the offense because Kirk Cousins already know it and he going to understand it. Developing the quarterback, Michael Penix, big dog. Your career over in Atlanta. I'm just letting you know. Because Kirk Cousins about to start the next 2 years. Kirk Cousins about to start the next 2 years as long as Kevin now. I'm giving the Falcons 2 years before they fire him. Because I'm telling you, it's about to be a debacle. Now, if the Falcons end up winning the first year, it's going to be by a fluke. Because the NFC South division is horrible. It's up for grabs. Raheem Morris needed 1 more year, and he probably going to win the division. He would have won the division next year. It was 3 teams tied for 89. 3 teams tied for first place with 89 records. But just because you lose this game here or you win that game here, they could have put you in the playoffs. Carolina lost and they needed the Falcons to win to get in the playoffs. And that's exactly what happened.
My savages! Money man in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak NCC flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man.